Alrighty, folks, we're going to get into Rykard here in just one moment. Alright, so it's been a couple days. Had some time to decompress after fighting this guy for a good few hours on Monday. It's now Wednesday. So much has changed in the world and in my own heart since then. So with any luck, we're going to make short work of this old snake. We won't have to worry about him all that much more. I guess in terms of what's been going on, well, let's start with VTuber news. I guess guess this fight's not going to go all that well. Did get hit right away. I saw just before I started upstream here that apparently that was a silly decision on my part, but I was reckless because I already got bitten. I saw that Nimi Nightmare has announced that she will be having her debut on Friday, which is a pretty quick turnaround time. Friday is the 17th, so that will have been exactly 2 weeks since her graduation from Hololive. So if you're watching or listening right now and you don't know who Nimi Nightmare is, Nimi Nightmare is the rebranded past life of Sarah's Fauna. I had a quick glance around for a couple minutes before stream. I was looking to see if my friend Reyna was around. Couldn't find her, but I know this will be pretty good news for her since she had mentioned being sad about Fauna graduating. So I'm pretty happy that there's some good news for Reyna at least. And, you know, good news for all of the saplings, everyone who is a big fan of hers. I can't confess that I really watch that many Hololive streamers, so I don't really know that there is one who I say that I watch with any regularity. But it does seem like Fauna was pretty popular and very widely beloved. She had a very loyal fan base of saplings, so I hope today is a good day for all of them and that they can celebrate. Shame about the notice, but, you know, what can you do? You get 2 days. Hopefully you'll have some time. And, you know, debut streams are usually pretty basic anyway, so you won't miss all that much. But if you are planning to, you know, Friday at 3 p.m. I think it was, is the time, so hopefully you can make it if you want to go. I don't think I've talked about graduations on stream yet. I know I have talked a fair bit about various bits of VTuber culture, in part because, you know, I am pretty new to a lot of it. As I've mentioned I think like a couple of weeks ago, I first sort of decided to find out about VTubers because I was having students tell me about them. I asked students to talk to me a bit about like what they watch online or like celebrities they know. I think I got my first VTuber mentioned there in late, could have been summer 2021, but I think more likely was spring of 2022. Okay. Now let's see what happens here. That might have been a mistake on my part. Okay, okay. Okay. Stab. Yeah. Roll away. Hit him with the weapon art again. This is, in fact, you are correct. Oh no, I did it. Second try. Second try. I spent 3 hours on this guy last night. Or not last night, on Monday night, and I got this guy on the second try. Holy crap. Okay, well, I knew if I could survive the skull's attack without getting tripped up by lava or terrain, it would all work out. Oh, Hammer, you have no idea, man. I've been legitimately worried that this fight was going to take me ages, because it is quite possibly my least favorite fight in the game. Really just awful fight from a design perspective that, I feel like I've just taken a 50-pound weight off of my back by killing him this early into stream. Although this does leave me with a slight quandary in that I I expected it to take most of stream, and now I don't have my plan for what I'm going to do. Well, I mean, I guess I do know. It's just, oh boy, it's not going to be easy. So, after this, we are going back to Crumbling Farumazula, I think. The other option, of course, is that we can go try and deal with Commander Neil. Both of them are going to lead me to really bad gank fights. I either have to deal with Neil and his 2 summoned soldiers, or I have to go deal with the Godskin Duo, which are going to be their own particular brand of bullshit. So I think, well, first we need the other half of the medallion, so I think we might as well quickly stop by Liurnia and go grab that, because I don't think I've actually ever even bothered to go get it. I truly can't believe I did it on the second try. I flummoxed. I guess not the second try. You know, if you add up all of the ones from Monday, it's probably like, I don't know, pull 30 or whatever. But second try today. Well, how have you been, Hammer? What's been going on for you? Getting settled into a new term. Where? I never remember exactly where this Albinoric village is. Hopefully I am not about to, yeah, for the most part, just trying to figure out how new term schedule is going to be. I feel like I'm stretching myself thin. Oh yeah? You got a lot of classes this term? I guess, well, I'll go back to that thing I was talking about before the almighty Rykard poll distracted me, which was Sarah's fauna. So I am not, I myself won't be able to go to her re-debut, but I am pretty excited for the people who are happy about that. Like, you know, it's, I can't say that I was a fan while she was in HoloLive, in part simply because I didn't really watch any of the HoloLive EN people with any regularity. Excuse me, sorry. I have to clear my throat. One moment. How about now? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. What was the... Oh dear, that is so embarrassing. I've been muted for a couple of minutes talking about everything. Gosh, I am so sorry. Blue Slime, if you didn't hear me, I did say hello. I am so sorry. Hello, Blue Slime. How have you been doing, man? It's been a little while since I've seen you. How's the last couple of weeks been? And no, you can't run in through that fog door either. Oh, and they'll also one-shot me. Just a brutal run. Yeah, yeah. I would... The run back is the number one reason I hate this fight. I don't actually hugely mind the fight that you get to. Like, don't get me wrong, the fight sucks and is kind of boring, but I don't find it quite as objectionable as the others. Or as other people do, generally. But it's the 50-50 chance on getting killed while trying to run back that really bothers me. Oh dear. Oh no. Yep, there we go. So, I'm gonna try this fight this way for a little bit, but I have another strategy in my back pocket that I think is going to be a little more effective. Poor Blue Slime, I was too slow. So, one of the other things I was that I was talking about while I had foolishly allowed myself to be muted is that I have gained a tremendous respect in the last few weeks for anyone who streams games that require even the tiniest amount of thinking. Because the moment I have to focus even 1% of my brain on what I'm saying, I instantly become completely unable to play the game. And I have watched, there's one particular streamer I watch who streams, like, hidden object puzzle games. And, whoa, okay. I cannot imagine doing that and remaining even slightly coherent in my speech, because, holy crap, I can barely play this game, and this just requires timing. Like, oh, like with a tricky boss like this or Rykard or any of the others, the thing ultimately is that I will beat these guys if I spend enough time on it, because I will learn their patterns and I will no longer need to think about it. Ah, darn. Yeah. I mean, I'm still really new. I haven't even been doing it a month. I think my first stream was on Christmas Day. And so I guess my 1 month stream anniversary is coming up here next week. But oh dear God. Okay. I'm usually safe if I can run in behind the guy with the shield. So the streamer I'm thinking of specifically is Maeve Undead. And I cannot at this point imagine being able to hold a conversation with myself, much less chat, if I had to play a game that requires me to look carefully for things, like those hidden object games do. About to get hit with a fireball. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. My strategy, if this doesn't work, and I'm not gonna give it forever because, truth be told, I expected to be doing a little bit more damage to this guy, and also to be peeling him off of his buddy a little more effectively than I have been. Is I'm gonna get the buckler out and I'm just gonna parry, because this guy, the big guy, is fairly easy to parry on certain attacks. But I also need to upgrade my weapon. Oh, well, that'll happen too. You know what? Let's just go straight to parrying. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is gonna be... You, unfortunately, you didn't get to see the king of all parry fights, because I did it before stream, which was Morgott. That was a fun fight. Okay. Gonna quickly double check how much I can buy. Okay. We got those up to 6. Alright. The shield won't matter all that much because I won't be able to survive more than 1 hit anyway. And I'm pretty sure both of those guys can kill me with 1 hit on anything if I don't have bubble. So let's just go. I'm going to do a little bit of farming here. We're going to kill a bird a whole bunch of times. And then we're going to go back. Upgrade not this weapon, but this weapon. And we're going to go start some parry timing learning, which I know is going to take some considerable amount of time, but it will be extremely satisfying. Oh, jump off. Perfect. Yeah, good. Okay, we've taken a really roundabout path. I am legitimately ashamed right now that Blue Slime showed up and talked and I was muted. I am gonna have to message an apology later, because I think Blue is in Misty's server. Gosh. Yeah, graduations. So yeah, I after students had spent so long telling me about VTubers, I thought I should probably just... Oh yeah. I mean, this is not even the good farm here. I don't have the weapon to do the good farm. If you're a little later in the game, you have access to a sword where you can just stand here and use its weapon art, and it kills all of these guys. And you get, like, 40, 50,000 runes each. Or from killing the whole lot of them. Oh, yeah. Interestingly, like, traditionally FromSoft doesn't patch out rune farms unless they're really absurd. So I know a lot of people were pretty convinced that they were going to fix this back when the game was young. This has been known since, I think, the first 2 months of the game. But they never did. So we've been killing this bird here for ages and ages. In fact, they actually made it easier a little while ago. There was a time when about, I don't know, 1/3 of the times you grabbed the bird, it would actually stop at the edge and back off, and you'd have to just annoy it even more until it decided to jump off again. But they changed the AI some time ago, and now it has this much more reliable behavior, which is great, because, man, it's kind of annoying to have to get the thing to charge back at you. Oh my god. See, you see what I mean about streamer brain? I have now, for like 4 times, decided that I wanted to return to this topic of graduations, and I keep getting distracted by the game. Okay, so students taught me that VTubers exist. I decided to start looking into them to try and, like, understand VTubing as a phenomenon. I had, at that point, I think only ever seen about like VTuber news, I think 2 or 3 times. One of them was Iron Mouse winning a streamer award. I don't remember which one it was. But it was not necessarily her winning the award that I heard about, but there was someone who had made a Reddit post basically to the effect of like, title, if you don't understand why Iron Mouse won the award, watch this video. And then it was a like overview of her history. And then in that was linked a video where Connor was like walking her around Tokyo on New Year's 2022, I think, maybe. And folks, I'm not gonna lie, like, I am a fairly sensitive guy. That video made me cry. That video full on made me cry when I saw it. But I didn't really follow up on it. Like, I didn't start watching Iron Mouse after that. But it affected me in my memory. I also recalled hearing about a VTuber. Now, I don't quite remember the name, so I'm not going to try and guess at it. But I recall hearing about a VTuber at some point who had, like, allegedly been posting some really, let's call it, extremely politically questionable stuff. That I would not want to be associated with in any way. I won't get into any more detail because, you know, why bother at this point? So that was like the 2 things I knew about VTubers. And I think I had like heard of maybe a couple of them, but maybe my memory is screwing with me because students had told me about them. Don't have smithing stone 5s? Oh, for God's sake. Okay. So yeah, I first learned about VTubers over the summer and the fall, and I decided that I primarily wanted to, like, I didn't really want to spend time or attention on like people who basically already had like a big following. So I mostly watch smaller VTubers. I guess the biggest VTuber that I watch with any regularity would be, gosh, probably Cabal, but he hasn't streamed for a little while. But most of the VTubers I watch are like sub 50 count VTubers. Because I don't know, it just seems more important to me to be supporting, you know, the little guy, basically. Okay, let's not accidentally upgrade this to... Oh, I can't because I don't have 7s anyway. Okay, that's fine. But one of the things that I did learn eventually that surprised me a bit was how much some people are affected by graduations. Because to me, like, when I look at a VTuber graduating, especially if they're a big corporate VTuber, and I should say, like, Amelia Watson's graduation was like the first, I guess, big event in VTubing that I was a witness to, in that it happened after I started paying attention. It, like, to me, that's not sad. Like, if someone is leaving HoloLive, one of the biggest, like, I mean, realistically, the biggest, platform you can get in VTubing, I would have to imagine that they must have a very, very, very good reason for it. Especially if, you know, like Fauna did, she signaled explicitly that she was leaving not because she didn't like the work, but because she didn't like the management. So I have not really felt that sadness myself, and it's kind of inscrutable to me, but it does make sense in that, like, it's a chapter closing in someone's life. And for the viewers... Ah, okay. So what happened right there is going to happen a lot, because I now need to spend enough time to learn his parry timings. So I'm sorry, folks, you're going to watch me get absolutely stomped by the Godskin Noble many, many, many times. But actually, I wonder if I could parry this guy. Nope. Well, not like that, anyway. I don't think it's actually going to be worth my time to learn how to parry this guy. There was an attempt, but you know what? The attempt was silly. This guy's not a boss. I don't need to put that kind of time and energy into it. Oh, but you know what I do need to do? Oops, that was a mistake. He's going to be able to catch me. I do need to put cold on this weapon, which I will do after they inevitably kill me this time. Oh, see what I... God damn it. Okay, I'm going to have to flask after I get in the future. Oh, and I still haven't fixed my flasks from Rykard. Okay. Come on, try to hit me with your sword, dude. There we go. Oh. Oh, the little guy came in from behind. Okay. Well, I mean, I parried him, and he got stunned. But teamwork makes the dream work, I guess, even if you're Godskin Nobles. Want to keep the cold, so I'm going to stay there. Buckler, cold, Morning Star. Okay. Yeah, he wasn't, unfortunately. Oh, I gotta fix my flasks. Oh, not that way. There we go. So yeah, I read Fauna's graduation announcement, and it seemed really clear from that to me that she would immediately be re-debuting as an indie, because it just seemed like, you know, whatever was going on in the corporate environment was not what she wanted. I mean, I have no information anyone else doesn't have. You know, I only know what's publicly available. See, that's the good shit. Now I've just got to do that like a couple dozen times in a row without dying, and I'll have this fight in the bag. Whoops, well. You know, like, ultimately the thing is that a rune level 1 run isn't... Oops. Didn't quite nail the parry timing on that first thrust. The challenge of the rune level 1 is consistency. It doesn't actually require anything special. There's nothing unique I have to do that people wouldn't do in a rune level 150 run. Other than that I am on occasion using strategies that I might not use. But it will parry the Godskin Duo. It's a very well-known and reliable way to deal with them, because they can both be parried. The Noble is just famously easier. Oh, and he's running right towards me here. Okay. Ah! Okay, there we go. Where's the skinny boy? Okay, let's back up a bit. Whoop, no, let's not do that. Come on, chase me. There we go. Okay. Stop doing that. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. This is interesting. This is interesting. I wasn't expecting to have quite this much trouble with the guy standing off to the side throwing fireballs at me. in the past when I've done this fight on rune level 150... Oh, no. Nobody saw that, right? Nobody saw that. In the past, he hasn't been quite so, let's call it aggressive with the fireballs. But I will admit, it's been about a year since I fought these guys last. Over a year, in fact. Actually, no, not quite. And I may not be remembering their AI with perfect fluency. So yeah, that is the first bit of news. Sarah's Fauna, coming back. Nimi Nightmare. If you liked Fauna, you'll probably like this new person. It's all over the VTuber subreddits. So... Okay. I feel like I've got pretty good at that one already. So now I just need to make it consistent. Oh no. Now I know that slash can, in fact, be parried. Okay, there we go. There's two. Or I'm sorry, not that slash. That smash with the butt of the sword. Okay, okay. Oh my god, I got saved by the... Alright, this guy is about to become large. Whoop. Oh. What? What? I've never seen him pass over the base of a broken pillar before. Maybe because he landed on top of it? Oh no, that's really bad news. Those are supposed to stop him. Uh-oh. God. The parries are incredible, man. You will never feel like more of a badass in this game when you nail parries like that. Oh no, that causes me legitimate dread. If those... God's sake. If those pillars don't stop that guy's roly-poly attack, I'm in deep shit. Well, you know, I'm also in deep shit if I can't actually make it to the boss again, ever, if I keep letting these guys kill me. I think there is a talisman that boosts critical damage too, so that might be worth adjusting my equipment for. Are you serious? They killed me through the fog wall? Why does every fight with a Godskin Noble have a fog wall that lets attacks through it? Okay, okay, fine. Oh no. Hey, look, I'll have a little bit of room on that guy. Maybe it's actually advantageous if he does that charge, because he ends up way behind me. You know what I'm not going to do, though? Wait to find out. Okay. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. Was gonna attack there, but I got thwarted by a fireball. Come on, peel off. Peel off, why don't you? There we go. Okay, okay. Nope. Can't do anything with that because of the fireball. Okay. Alright, we're gonna get this again. Okay. I'm gonna run over here, and we're gonna try this pillar. Okay, okay. Maybe that was just a fluke. Oh, if this guy comes around the pillar, I'm in... Okay, okay. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Oh, no. Okay. Boy, howdy. I mean, so the way this fight works is you have to deplete that health bar on the bottom, but the bosses have their own independent health bar. And if you defeat... Oh, gosh. You have to kill one of them basically 2.5 times. I think. 2.5 or 3.5. I mean, I hope for my sanity it's 2.5. And it's going to take a while on this parry strategy, but I think the parry strategy is the only viable one for me at this point. It is just going to require some really impressive patience and luck to not get tagged in an awkward way by one of these guys. I mean, the other option is I could go farm a whole bunch of materials and make a bunch of sleep potions. See, now I can't even have to wait for them to be far apart. The way the AI is supposed to work here is that the one that you are targeting is supposed to be more aggressive. And that doesn't seem to be the case here. They are both kind of just slowly walking towards me. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Gosh. If you just had to kill the two of them, I mean, this fight would be a lot more straightforward, but... Oh. Wouldn't have the reputation it has otherwise, I guess. Come on. Come out of the corner. Now I can't see what the little guy's doing. Oh, okay. Got distracted. Well. Yeah. Who else do I watch? I'm going to embarrass someone who I saw was in my chat earlier. Just going to quickly double check. Does not seem to be here right now, so this is good. I also watch a streamer named Orphea Cross. Orpheacross. I enjoy her sense of humor. She and I have similarly slightly unhinged comedy, and I know from talking to her in Discord that we both also like British panel shows, which I think might be where that similarity comes into play. Whoa. Oh, no. There we go. See, that handle smash can definitely be parried. I just have to be consistent with it. Oh. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, no. I missed the critical. Uh-oh, little guy. What's the little guy doing? Okay. Okay. Well, synchronized. I also watch Simply Misty. Misty is a cozy games streamer. I think everyone in chat right now knows who Misty is, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But I would definitely encourage you to watch her streams too. Oh no. Other small streamers I watch. I have also watched a streamer by the name of Wingless. He is parry timings take into account distance from the attacks. Kind of. What parry time... Basically... Okay. So when you parry something in Elden Ring, when you press the button that says parry, what it causes is the shield to emit a projectile that we will just call the parry projectile. The projectile is invisible, okay, and it's active for only a certain number of frames. These are your so-called parry frames. And if that projectile from the shield interacts with the hurt box of an attack. Oh, see, I'm trying to explain parries. I got stabbed by an easy attack. If it intersects with the hitbox, you create a parry. And if it misses, or if it intersects during a time when it's not active, you get like a partial... You can get a partial deflect. You've seen a couple of those happen where I press the parry button and there's like a clanging sound and I take a little bit of damage. So I would say it's not so much distance, it is timing and position, which can be the same as distance, but I guess what it would mean is that if you have someone, if you're trying to parry something like a really long weapon that has multiple distinct hitboxes in it, you can have different timings depending on where you're standing. Does that make sense? So like, for me, it's easiest to learn the timing when I'm just right up in front of them, because that's a distance I can guarantee. Both of them attacking at the same time. Again, this... Oh, no. Okay. Also, I can hear the guys are still on the other side of the door. Not loving that. There we go. Okay, so you can parry the slash, too. That's good news. Could have parried that if I'd only stood in front of him. Whoa. Little guy coming out of nowhere. Uh-oh, can't see the little guy now. Oh no. Okay. Now, the fact that I need to kill these guys multiple times does, of course... Oh, really? Okay. So maybe just that pillar is not safe. He can roll over that one. Oh, that's bizarre. Okay. Okay. What a strange situation. I hope that's not RNG for all of the pillars, because I can deal with having to not rely on one of them, but if it's going to be like a 25% chance that he just skips over any of them, oh, that's going to be a real test of my patience. I'm usually pretty zen about this game, but that could crack me. Whoops. Both of them. God. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, so that was a deflect that I just did there. A parry that was too late. So the active hitbox, the parry box, didn't intersect with the... fully intersect with the hitbox of the sword. Alrighty. Whoop, whoop. Okay, moving along. This might be a fight where I'm gonna have to do some offline practice, because I could easily see this, especially if there's gonna be RNG on those pillars. I could see this fight taking me multiple streams. And although the most I have spent currently was the Fire Giant. That one was a 3-stream fight. This I could easily see being 3 streams minimum. Especially if there's, gonna be any luck in it. Oh, Jesus. So I may do a bit of offline practice just to work on these parry timings, because I don't abundantly want to stream the same thing for 2 full weeks. So I have 2 Elden Ring streams a week and 1 non-Elden Ring. What now? Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, so we got a couple pulls in before we're going to take our first break. On break, I'm going to make some tea, and I will... oh, goodness. Once I have some tea, we will come back from break, but I figure we've got 1 or 2 full tries at this boss in me before break time lands. Okay. Uh-oh. Not being able to flask as soon as I get into the room is such a subtle but very annoying problem. I am going to put 1 more attempt into this. I will also say, I don't plan to attack the Apostle, the skinny guy, at all, because his... as annoying as the Noble's roly-poly attack is, provided all of the pillar bases work, it is possible to guarantee that you don't get hit by that. Whereas the Apostle is a little more finicky. Okay. Come on. Okay, good. Maybe I just need to do this fight constantly on the move. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Nope. Let's run away. Nope. These 2 are supposed to separate naturally if you focus on one of them. Don't do that. Oh. Aw, that's a shame. Okay. So I'm going to go for a quick break here, get some tea, which will hopefully make my voice a little better too. And when we come back, we will continue working on these 2 sons of guns. All right. Thank you for sticking with me, folks, and I will see you very soon. Alrighty, folks, we are back in business here. Let's settle in to another hour or so of progressing, hopefully progressing, on the Godskin Duo while I blather on about random nonsense. Yes, good to see you again, Hammer. Oh, you're really far back from where you usually are. Oh dear, oh, great, okay. Unfortunately, these guys have just too much health to make actually fighting them worthwhile. Yeah, bad seed roll, exactly. I guess the best seed I could get at this point is that guy doing his big stormy wind-up charge. And then that guy, you know, walking forward normally. And then hopefully that would give me enough space to flask as soon as I get in here and not have to see one of them attack through the fog door, and that came through. Are you actually hanging back like you're supposed to? Oh, you know what? In retrospect, I probably can't parry that. Okay, good. Where's the little guy? On that side of the pillar. Oh. Okay. I think part of it... Oh, see, he was looping around behind me. I think it is probably going to take about 8 parries to kill the noble, because I'll have procs of bleed and frost to whittle away some of his health. This is not ideal. I'm not going to farm materials tonight, but if I'm not making much progress after the next round, I will probably take some time to track down enough stones to upgrade the mace to +9, or I'm sorry, to +24, which should hopefully take the number of parries down to 6, which will shorten the fight considerably, especially if I'm going to be dealing with RNG on the roly-poly. Oh, see, oh god. I'm not going to, like... I don't know what I'm saying. I came into this expecting a... Unfortunately, yeah. So, this is exactly what I was going to get to. I came into this expecting... oh, for pity's sake. I knew this was going to be a very difficult fight. It would probably... This is probably going to be the hardest one of the run, for me, in particular. This one or Commander Neil. I mean, I might cheese Neil, because I hate that fight normally. Oh, okay. But it's difficult in a slightly different way. I knew that I would probably end up having to parry my way through this fight. I thought I would give it a try with the two-handed hammer, just to see how the damage was. Oh, God. Uh-oh. Woo. So, what is a lot easier than I thought is the parry timing. I did not expect I would have pretty good results with that, like, immediately. To the point that I'm already nailing most parries that I try. But I was not anticipating that the background guy would be so aggressive, and that would prove such a limiter on me. I figured that once I got the timing down for the big guy, the fight would actually be pretty smooth. But it sounds like this is actually going to be a truly unique challenge, in that I'm going to have to really learn to intelligently move around the... Yeah, yeah. The big guy... Oh, jeez. So, okay, so the factor with the two of them is, one, how many of their attacks can be parried? Two, how easy are the parries? And three, how easily and consistently can you handle their transition phase attack, right? So the transition phase attack for the big guy is roly-poly. And the transition phase for Skinny Boy is big, nasty spin. I think you were there, Hammer, when I showed you fighting the skinny guy solo. Is that right? Yeah. So the thing about the big guy is you can make it consistent. If you put yourself between him and a pillar, he can't hit you. Which, anytime you're dealing with a fight where it comes down to maintaining a certain skill consistently, you always want to prefer the more consistent situation. So, even though the big guy, I think, is maybe a little harder to parry than Skinny Boy, his transitional attack is consistently handleable. Therefore, I'm going to focus on him. Okay. Now, I'm going to do that, and then he's going to get big. And I do not want to let the focus flick to the other guy. Please don't come over there. Please just stay. Please stay. Please stay. Please stay. Okay, good. Oop. Okay. Might actually get our first kill. Nope. On that, we're not going to. Okay. Oh, all these fireballs. Ooh, oh no, that's bad news for me. Oh. Fireball, okay. Are you gonna do that again? Oh my god, okay. Whoa, okay. Whoa, this is getting strange very quickly. Okay. Why are you hanging back? You should be the aggressive one. Okay, there we go. Oh, well, okay. So yeah, I guess it's probably, in retrospect, going to be I have to kill 3.5 of them. Because as you saw with that, he was about 2/3 to 3/4 dead, and that had taken slightly under 1/3 of a health bar. Oh, come on. Yeah, it was definitely the best one so far. I'm probably, you know, I'm gonna keep doing this for another hour and 45 for my 3-hour stream. But I think I am probably gonna have to do some homework here because their AI... Oh, jeez. AI is not doing what I'm accustomed to it doing, or at least not what I was expecting. Which is not the end of the world, right? Anytime you're just dealing with a program, you can learn the behavior, and you can learn to navigate around it. It does mean that it would probably benefit me to see what other people have said about this fight lately, and how they are behaving. As an example of a thing that, like, genuinely irritates me, the fact that they can hit me through the fog door. That is actually annoying. Oh. Uh-oh. Aw, don't do that. Come on now. Okay. Okay, good. That was a very late parry on my part, and I think I got lucky with that. Okay. Okay. I guess the theme of this... Oh, shit. Theme of this fight is that the stuff that I thought was going to be hard is turning out to be easy, and the stuff I thought was going to be easy is turning out to be really hard. So... Nope. Nope. Aw, man. Oh, yeah. Immediate follow-up. Couldn't have even dodged that. That belly burst attack is not dangerous normally. You know, if you're coming at this with a reasonable amount of health, it doesn't hit you that hard. But when you're rune level 1 and you're fighting an endgame boss, it hits you really hard. And so what in the base game is an attack that just spaces you away from the boss now becomes a terrifying and extremely lethal attack. Okay. See you later, Terra Bubble. Thank you for joining us. Oh. I will do my best. You have yourself a good evening. Oh, first chat, too. Thank you for saying goodbye. Oh, hey. Didn't tag me with it that time. Uh-oh. Bad roll on that, though. I will say, you know, despite my frustrations with the behavior of the skinny boy in this fight, I don't hate this fight. Like, I like it more than Rykard, because I at least feel like I have some influence over how it goes. Oh. 90% of my distaste for this fight comes from it not having a respawn right outside the door. Whoa. Oh. Now, there are a couple other strategic decisions I can make with this fight. So, these bosses are famously really, really vulnerable to sleep. So, if you farm up a bunch of materials to make sleep pots, which I guess you won't know those, Hammer, but they're basically like jars of a sleeping potion that you throw at someone. You can put one of them out for a full 60 seconds with a sleep pot. And that will significantly, yeah, bombs basically, significantly reduce the difficulty of the fight because you can turn it into a 1v1. I do not want to do that because that is barely above cheese to my mind. However, this fight is going to take ages, even assuming they behave in ways that I can understand. Okay. Oh no. Couldn't capitalize on that. Oh, okay. Didn't nail the timing there. That horizontal slash that comes around, you know, at like belly level for him can be parried. I've done it, but I haven't mastered the timing of it yet. The other option here is that I can change my weapon once again. So right now I have a Morning Star. Morning Stars have a crit multiplier of 1, meaning they don't do any less or more damage than a crit. would do. Most weapons have crit modifiers of 1. But there are special weapons that have higher crit modifiers. One of them is a dagger called a Miséricorde, which I... come on. I believe I have it. And it has the highest crit modifier in the game of 1.4. Which means I could conceivably do a fair amount of damage per crit with that weapon. Oh, no, there is no RNG crit. A critical hit is when they are stunned, like with these guys when they kneel down after I parry them, and then you do that special attack animation. Yeah, no, there's no random crit damage in this game. Now, parrying is not the only thing that you can do that will cause them to enter the stunned state and therefore allow a crit. If you do enough posture damage to them, that will also work. And interestingly, sleeping is also a stunned state, so you can crit an enemy that has been put to sleep too. So I have a Miséricorde, and Miséricordes don't have bleed, but since it seems like one of the problems with this fight is going to be timing, it might be... oh dear. It might be worth it for me to swap to the Miséricorde eventually, simply because it'll allow me to do more crit damage. And if I can do more crit damage, maybe I can get the number of required crits, aka parries, down to like 5 instead of 6 or 7, instead of 8 or 9. Part of the problem of relying on status buildup like bleed or frost is that you have to be able to keep up a pretty reasonable pace of damage, or the debuffs will decay and you won't proc their effects and you won't get the extra damage. So... okay. It is possible, depending on how these fights are going, that... yes, exactly. So you won't be able to see it on me because I die so fast. Oh god. But basically, yeah, it's like a bar. So when it builds up to a certain amount, it causes the effect. So like with bleed, the effect is just a burst of damage. With frost, there is some damage, and then they also get a debuff that causes them to take more damage. Now, the calculus here is, given how much time I have to spend running away because of the second guy, is it actually worth it for me to... oh, it's a little early. Worth it for me to invest in bleed and frost. And it might be that ultimately it's just better to go for the Miséricorde and just emphasize crit damage, because if I can't keep up constant enough pressure on these two fools, then the bleed is probably not worth it. Oh. Are you gonna do the roly-poly? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. So the Miséricorde might be the play here. So why don't I just check right now? Do I have it? I do. Okay, yeah. So you'll note how this one says critical 140, right? So it does 40% more critical damage. The hiccup here is that it does scale off of dex. I mean, I could try and get some dex talismans. I don't think it'll matter all that much because of how low my stats are. whereas this thing that I'm using right now has critical 100. I don't actually know offhand if there are weapons that do reduced critical damage. And what is the... Oops. Dagger favored by military physicians. Pointed blade is hard and sharp, making critical hits especially potent. Medicine is mercy, and mercy upon the battlefield is ruthless. Beware killers clothed as men of compassion. Oh, hey. Good roll. He was far away. That's nice for me. Now, there is actually a summon that you can pick up for this fight. Sign should be right there. The problem is that I don't want to use it. One, because that's not my style. And two, I can't because those two assholes are chasing me. There's the little guy. Oh. Yeah, don't ever roll backwards on a fireball like that. It will catch you. Why are you throwing fireballs so close? Oh no. That thrust gives him a lot of forward motion. And any time that a charge attack in this game interacts with terrain, that can cause it to behave in very strange ways. It's just better to keep a safe distance and try not to... Oh. Try not to let yourself get into awkward spacing situations with those. Yeah, other streamers that I watch. Okay, so I've talked about Simply Misty. I've talked about Orphea Cross. I have talked about Maeve Undead. Another streamer who I watch... Uh-oh. They're going to tag me with a fireball for flasking? No. Okay. Is a guy by the name of Pahabiont. I met him through Orphea. They are friends. Pahi, as you call him if you're nasty, has some very interesting, like, unique streams that he does. So he's I think as part of his job, I don't know if it's his main job or a side gig, he does like small electronic repairs. So he has these very cool hand cam streams where he just fixes like little electronics, which I think are really fun. I like weird, interesting streams like that. Oh. 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 And then, of course, there is my friend Haku Ataki. I think you probably know Haku through Misty Hammer. But I quite like Haku's music. In fact, Haku very graciously allowed me to use one of his songs as my BRB music. Who's the biggest streamer that I watch? Yep. I try to catch Cabal streams whenever he's streaming. I also, like, on occasion, watch a streamer, but you've got to be kidding me. A streamer by the name of Frikey. I quite like some of Frikey's singing. She doesn't sing all that often, but I like it when she does. She seems pretty self-conscious about it, so doesn't do it very often. But yeah, always a treat, I have also been watching a streamer on YouTube by the name of Lilith O'Leary, who is, spoiler of all spoilers, the sister of a certain... Well, actually, I don't need to be persnickety about that. She is Nerissa Ravencroft's sister from Hololive. Oh, no. Having some weird pulls here. He doesn't usually do that. I've had them kill me through the fog barrier. God, it's just getting odd here. Just getting odd. You and Misty. Haku stream. Yeah. Well, I mean, Haku also doesn't stream all that much, right? So it's a little harder to catch him, whereas Misty streams 5 days a week. And I have to admit, Hammer, I am honored to be like one of the 2 people that you watch, because you are, in essence, my first like regular chatter. So I don't quite know exactly what to say about it, other than that, you know, Misty is treasured company, so I thank you. Whoop. Nope. Oh, come on. I can't even get... Oh, I thought his AI broke for a second there. Oh my god. Whoop. Oh no, I'm gonna die from the debuff. Oh. I don't know how I lived. Oh. Okay, okay. Come on, man. Ah, this again. There we go. Okay. Like, I would... If I just had to fight... Oh, come on. Watch me die and learn some game lore. Okay, so what is the lore of these 2 jackasses being here? So, Crumbling Farum Azula is home to a variety of creatures that, at outset, shouldn't necessarily be able to coexist. You have Banished Knights, which are these guys behind me, who were, if memory serves me correctly, these guys used to serve Godfrey, or maybe Godric, I can't recall, which makes them relatively recent in terms of the lore. But this place is also inhabited by ancient stone dragons, which are some of the oldest beings in, you know, the deepest lore of Elden Ring. It's inhabited by special beastmen that are not found anywhere else. And so what relationship, if any, they have to the beastmen you see, that you see throughout the rest of the lands between is kind of unclear. Maybe they're the progenitors, maybe they're not. There is a mutated golden tree sentinel here, which again should suggest that this thing exists in a fairly recent timeline. But this place is also the home of a truly ancient Elden Lord, Placidusax, a dragon who was Elden Lord in a time before the Greater Will, which is the god that currently rules this land, arrived here. So I realize I'm not summarizing this like super, whoa, that was weird, super well, because I'm focusing on the game. But in essence, you have this place that doesn't have a clear physical or temporal connection to the rest of the world, but yet clearly it seems accessible. And I will say, though, every character we know who manages to access this place does so through fire. Although it's not 100% clear how some of them do it. Oh, dear God. Okay. Oh, another fireball. See, that attack I don't think can be parried. So I would like him to stop doing that attack. Come on. Oh. Sometimes that goes over my head, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't really know how to... Oh. Can't parry that when they're both there. Okay, this is getting interesting. Come on. Oh. Oh, yeah. So why are these guys here? Well, one of the things that this place, Farum Azula, is used for is it is the repository for destined death. Now, it's also, I'm going to say, and this is really going to sound like a cop-out here. Actually, I'm going to take a sip of tea first. Just one sec. Oh. Oh, actually. Maybe. Oh, no. Maybe, though. Okay. Oh, maybe that is the play, is just to wait for him to come up around the corner. See, that would have hit me through the wall. Okay, so what is destined death? Okay. The Lands Between is ruled by a theocracy called the Golden Order. The Golden Order has as its sole god an entity known as the Greater Will. Now, the Greater Will appears to be, like, for all intents and purposes, is basically like a Cthulhu-type monster. It's an alien creature that belongs to another world that came here for reasons that are unclear. But because it is so alien to our reality, it can't really interact with the world directly. So it needs a vessel, and that vessel in the start of the Elden Ring story is Miséricorde. As part of this whole system where this god influences the world through a chosen vessel, and that vessel will also become known as a god, it creates something called the Elden Ring, which is maybe an actual physical object or maybe just a way of representing the rules of magic. And what the Elden Ring does is it essentially contains a series of runes. It is not clear how many of them there are, or even if there is a fixed number of them. But each of these runes governs the particular behavior of something. And when all of the runes work together, the world operates in the way that the Greater Will wants it to. There is order. One of these runes... Oh, good gracious me. One of these runes is the rune of destined death. Now, do we want to go through the whole story of why that rune got pulled out? Okay, so let's rewind a little bit. So you have Miséricorde. Miséricorde is a god. She carries some of the power of the Greater Will, but not all of it. The Greater Will also has an envoy in this world, which is an entity that that might be like an avatar of it, or it might just be a very powerful servant. We won't worry about that thing too much right now. But the important thing to know is that Miséricorde, although she is a god, is not omnipotent. She's just extremely powerful and spends a lot of time in essence, like, basically being the, for lack of a better term, this is inaccurate, but being the Pope for the Greater Will and also being the Queen. Man, I feel like I'm just getting really bad RNG for this guy giving me attacks. Okay, I could have... Oh, bad. Complain about RNG and then get owned in a very avoidable way. Very much my luck. Okay, so in order to support her in her role, the Elden Beast decrees that, or sorry, that the Greater Will decrees that America should take a consort who will be known as an Elden Lord. Now, the job of the Elden Lord is essentially to be the lead general of the armies of the Golden Order. So, whereas America seems to mostly manage internal affairs, I guess, and coordinate with the Golden... or with the... whoa, that was weird. With the Greater Will. The Elden Lord is there to go fight the enemies of the Golden Order. And by extension, the Greater Will. Oh dear. Okay. So, America's first Elden Lord and consort is a guy named Godfrey. Okay, I gotta remember that I can parry those. Oh, okay. Here's a good test. Are you gonna run through this thing? Nope. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, well. Sucks for me. Unfortunate, yeah. So, where... From the union of Godfrey and America come the first of the demigod children. They have two. They're twins. Their names are Moog and Morgott. And they are both born cursed. They're born with what's called the Omen Curse that causes horns of all manner and size to grow everywhere on their body. And it also seems to cause them to grow much, much larger than they normally would. Now, the Golden Order doctrine holds that if you are born an Omen, you cannot have grace. Basically, it means you're born damned in the eyes of the Golden Order. Whoops. Now, I will say that we have ample reason to believe that this is either a lie, and that they know that it's a lie, or they're just straight up wrong. And we'll get to how we know that. Oh dear. How we know that a little later. But crucially, the first two and only children born to America and Godfrey are born omens. Normally, if you're just an average person in the lands between and your child is born an omen, they are just killed. But if you are noble, or for example, if you are demigods yourselves, they just imprison you instead. Now, Moog, were you around for any of the streams where I fought Moog? Those would have been last week. Yep. We weren't here for that. Okay. So, Moog is able to make contact with another god called the Formless Mother, and he starts his own sort of competing theocracy. Doesn't really get off the ground, unfortunately, before we kill him, but enough that he can build up some followers and get a castle going. Now, his thing is revenge. He wants to have revenge on everyone who wronged him. And, more power to him. Morgott, instead, chooses to believe that if he is simply a devout enough servant of the Greater Will, that he will be given the grace of gold and will be able to return to the Erd Tree when he dies. Now, the Erd Tree can't see from here. I will show you before we go for second break. But the Erd Tree is basically marking the power and influence of the Greater Will. And the theory is that if you are given the grace of gold, when you die, you will be absorbed back into the Erd tree, and this is in essence like their version of heaven or an afterlife. Okay. So Morgott, although he is an omen and scorned by his society, is like the single most devoted servant of the Greater Will. However, at some point, and for reasons that are not 100% clear, Marika decides she's done with Godfrey, and she exiles him. And she instead starts up with someone new, who is named Radagon. Now, Radagon is a very ambiguous figure, and there's a quite significant secret about him, which I will withhold from telling you at exactly this moment. But Radagon is known kind of almost like Morgott for his fanatical loyalty to the Golden Order. He's in fact referred to as a fundamentalist for the Golden Order. So why she chooses him is not 100% clear. But what is known is that Radagon is already married. He is married to a woman named Rennala, who is the head of the Carian royal family. Now, Caria, we haven't been to on stream, I think, because I did... Oh, come on. I did all of that before I started streaming. But Caria is where the School of Magic is in this world, and the Carians' source of magic is the stars. They don't get their magical power from the Golden Order like everyone else does. And for this reason, the Golden Order found it very difficult to control them, and they had completely failed to conquer them militarily. In fact, the Royal Knights of the Carian household is, if recollection serves, the only military force that was able to completely defeat the fanatical knights of Radagon. So instead of trying to beat them militarily, Radagon maybe... I don't know, maybe developed feelings for Rennala, or maybe he just seduced her purposefully to secure a political alliance. Now, I'm going to tell you something now. I'll peel back a little bit of the secret of Radagon, which is that he is himself also a divine figure. And the 3 children that he has with Rennala are themselves demigods. So they have 3 children. Those children are... really? Okay. Radon, famously. Ronnie, the Snow Witch. And Rykard, who we just killed today. Oh, okay. Now, all 3 of these children inherit divinity from Radagon, and they also inherit his red hair. Probably irrelevant, but, you know, fun fact. So, we're not 100%... Twice in a row? Are you kidding me? Okay. So, just to do some quick demigod math. Okay, right now, there is one god, Marika, okay, and then one, let's call it over-god, the Greater Will. And then there's Radagon, who I'm just going to tell you now is a divine figure of some sort. And then there are 5 demigods. Ronnie, Radon, Rykard, Moog, and Morgott. So... Marika successfully breaks up the marriage of Rennala and Radagon, and marries Radagon. Their union... Ooh. Okay. Their union produces 2 2 more children. Oh, Millennia, who you might know is the infamously difficult secret boss in this game. And Mikola, her brother, who you might know of as being important in the DLC. Come on. So now we have 7 demigods. I'm going to tell you there's also an 8th, but we don't know 100% for certain exactly when he was born, and we don't know who the father is, other than what we do know is Miséricorde. And that is a guy named Godwin. Godwin the Good. Now, probably, just based on making timelines line up, Godwin was probably born to Miséricorde and Godfrey. Hey, Misty. I'm just... Hello, Raiders. Hey, Prideful, thank you for coming by. And thank you, everyone, for jumping in. Silly Shrimp, thanks for joining up here. Hi, my name is Furtive Furrow. Onion Ring, oh my goodness. I am a... Oh, gosh. I am a... man trapped in a painting who wastes his time, instead of trying to escape, playing really difficult challenge runs on FromSoft games. Oh, gosh. And you're about to see how bad my streamer brain is here. Right now, I am working on a... Oh, dear. Gosh. Got a warning. I am playing a Rune Level 1 run through Elden Ring, meaning I am trying to beat the game without ever leveling up. So I'm currently... You're watching me progress through what is probably the hardest boss in the game on this run. Misty, you will be pleased to know that I did kill the big snake on my 2nd try today. I am doing it to prove that I can. So welcome in, folks. You stick around, you will get to watch me suffer constantly. If you like seeing a grown man whine and whip... Oh, really? Through the fog door? Watch a grown-ass man whine and whimper about how much pain he's in. You are in the right place. But I also do ramble endlessly about random bullshit. That is also rapidly, I think, becoming my brand. It's part of the reason I die so much is I can't stop yapping when I should be fighting. I can't lock in, guys. I'm sorry. I just love the yap too much. I just love it too much. AI and Neurosama. Yeah, I saw that there's a bit of a toss-up on the old social media about that recently. Oh, okay. So yeah, these two here, this is the God... Oh, goodness gracious. This is the Godskin Noble fight, and in Rune Level 1 runs, this is usually the one that makes people quit. This is the hardest one. So if I can get through this, I am pretty sure I can beat the rest of them. It's going to be a slog. I have to parry them. I have to slowly chip down their health. And on top of that, there's this really awful run back full of enemies that can kill me instantly. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. Thank you again, Prideful, for the raid. I hope that you all enjoy my pain. Every last minute of it. Oh, well, thank you, Misty. That was kind of you. Oh. Okay. Quick rundown here. The strategy... Oh, thank you for the follow, Prideful. By the by, if you know how to get out of a painting, I would love to speak with you further. Okay, nope, can't parry that. I'm regressing because I'm so excited to yap. Okay. Oh, no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, Misty, you got slapped by Nightbot. I think that's the first one I've seen. Said you used caps too much. I'm sorry, I am still learning how to set the bots up the bots up properly. Don't do that. Attack. Come on. Okay, quick rundown on the strategy before these. Oh, okay. Fae Pact. Yeah, Nightbot is a dark Fae. It'll cost me what is my freedom going to cost? What do I have to pay to get out of this painting, Prideful? What is my freedom worth to you? Oh, that's intimidating. Okay. Well, we can talk about that later. I gotta live on a shelf? In my... Oh, you're gonna hang me up in your cottage, and that's what freedom gets to mean for me? Okay, well, it'll be a different view. Will I get to play these games while I'm stuck in your cottage? Oh, that's gonna kill me. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, I see. Mojito. Jammy. That's very kind of you. But I have to reveal the deepest possible furtive lore here. The deepest possible lore, which is that I, shame of shames, am a vegetarian. Oh, don't do that, man. What are you doing? Okay. Quick rundown here. The strategy is... I have to kill 3.5 of these guys. I'm gonna die. Yeah, just the lime. Yeah, just mojito limes. I have to kill 3.5 of these guys, and they take a really long time. And the only way that I can foresee dealing with this is I have to parry them. And based on the amount of damage I can do with my weapons, it's better for me to focus on the big guy and parry his attacks. And I will have to probably parry a total of about 30 times in order to prevail in this fight. So I need to do that 30 times and never get hit. That's why this fight is so widely hated. Oh no. Oh no. And that would be fine if it were just the one guy, but of course, skinny brother over there is sitting in the background throwing shit at me. Thank you, Prideful. I appreciate that. Oh, Silly Shrimp, I did not see that you followed me. Thank you for the follow. Shrimp, if you should happen to also know how to get out of a painting, I would love to speak with you further about that. Okay. It's Shimp, not Shrimp. Oh, so it is. The guy working on his PhD in English misread the word. Oh dear. Oh dear. Look, don't tell my supervisor, okay? I can't be known for having misshrimped that word. Oh! Okay. So... basically, this fight is just a really long dance. I have to try and keep this guy away from the skinny guy so that I can attack him, while also parrying all of his stuff. And if I get hit twice, I'm gonna die. The longest any fight has taken me so far is 3 streams, and that was the Fire Giant. I strongly suspect that this fight is going to be a 4 or a 5 stream fight. Oh! What were you streaming today, Prideful? Yeah, I'm prepared to hear a lot of me being in just the silliest possible amount of pain. Playing Aloft. I don't know what that is. Please tell me a little bit more about it if you have time. Oop. Early access. Okay. So it's brand new. Okay. Oh, I should have parried that. Okay. Okay, so here's what it looks like when things go well off the top. Whoop. Okay. Now he's going to transition into phase 2. His phase 2. Don't follow me. And then he's going to do his roly-poly attack, and I have to hide behind a pillar. Please do not cross the pillar. It's a survival sandbox game where you glide between islands and build an island ship. Okay, so it's kind of like Sea of... If I'm remembering correctly... Oh, Sea of Thieves, but with the sky. Oh no, not this attack. Okay, that worked out better than I thought. You fly through skies and collect things. Alright. It sounds fun. Is it kind of like... I mean, I assume since you're flying, it's got a sort of steampunky vibe, yeah? Get away from the little one. Okay, here we go. Nope. Cycled into an attack. I can't parry. No, not steampunky at all. Okay. How would you... Lots of wood... Oh, it's elf punk. Okay. Gotcha. Or gnome core. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. You can probably tell from my whole shtick I'm really more of a orc core kind of guy. I like it slimy and gross, but I will definitely give it a look. Well, I guess I've missed the most important question, which is it fun? Aw. Wait, that didn't hurt me? What on earth? I like things pretty, and then I walk in grubby, covered in dirt. Yeah, yeah. Oh, no. I'm dead. So, this game have enemies in it too? Are you in constant mortal peril from the depredations of monsters, or just from falling or starving? Not in constant mortal peril, but occasional. Die a lot. Okay, so there's mushroom dudes. Okay. I've been thinking about playing Don't Starve on stream, but I'm not gonna lie, my IQ goes down by like 80 points whenever I'm trying to talk and play Elden Ring, so I don't 100% know that I can make good decisions about future plans right now. Oh, okay. Oh no! Well, in fairness, I know a lot about dying a lot. I know I've come to one or two of your streams in the past, Prideful, but I believe both of them were primarily art streams. Do you generally do sort of like elf core games? I've actually only done one art stream. Don't know what the other could have been. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Okay. Whoop. Double fireball. A lot of cozy games. Oh, yeah, okay. What is going on here? Weird time. Have you played Disco Elysium? Oh no, don't kill me. I will say, Disco Elysium, extremely story-driven, not cute at all. Okay, slight digression on why this fight is so difficult. When I started... Oh no. Started thinking, doing this fight at the start of stream, after I killed Rykard in 2 tries. I was fully expecting that the hard part of this fight would be me learning the parry timings, but parrying this guy is actually the easy part. What is proving incredibly difficult is managing the second guy. So normally in Elden Ring, any boss fight which has 2 or more guys. Oh dear. The way that the AIs are supposed to work is that if you are locked onto one of them, that one will play very aggressively, and the other one will hang back. So it should, in theory, be pretty easy to separate them, because one of them will be aggressive, and one of them will hang back. But the particular difficulty that I'm experiencing with this fight is that they're not splitting up, which makes the whole thing a little harder. Whoop. Okay. Oh dear gosh. And then sometimes they just sneak around like that. Oh, come on. So essentially my strategy here is I just have to try and pull the big guy away. Separate him enough that I can approach. And hit him when I can, but most importantly, I can only really commit when he does an attack that I know I can parry. Oh god. I'd be saying this in all caps, but I can't. Well, oh, yeah, right, because Nightbot is there. Sorry, Misty. I didn't think he would get mad at you. Blue Slime was in here earlier, too, but I had a bit of newbie streamer scuff and was accidentally muted while he was here. Oh, I didn't see Nightbot get mad at you, sorry. Oh, you're back. Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I had accidentally muted when I went to clear my throat, and then I never actually... It took me like 5 minutes to realize I was still muted. That's a silly mistake to make, unfortunately. The only reason I noticed it is because I happened to look over at my OBS and I realized that my mouth wasn't talking, even though I was talking. You are not mid, what are you talking about? You got your camera fixed up today, didn't you? It's a good bit of technical work. Okay. Are you kidding me? I didn't even time the mute right to clear my throat. Oh, God. Hammer, why didn't you keep that to yourself? Why couldn't you have just let me have that? Okay, come on, do your roly-poly. Okay, so you got, yeah, I guess I gotta know. Kick a man while he's down. Look, I don't even have pants, and you're kicking me. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Oh, see, I was checking who was on for a little bit, and I guess OBS just wasn't updating who was here correctly, because I haven't actually seen you in the chat for a while. But again, you know, you were here. Just OBS wasn't telling me. Thankfully, chat let me know because they know how yappy I am, so silence for 20 minutes means Jana's done something. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, here I am calling you prideful when clearly your name is actually Jam. Blah. Okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't get the crit. Okay. But yeah, this, I mean, in some ways this is like the worst possible game to be playing when I want to yap constantly. Because it really demands like really eye focus and concentration. But this is my ultra instinct theory, which is that because I constantly deny myself full focus and do this kind of thing that ends up making my job a lot harder. Oh, really? He's not supposed to be able to do that. And then he... Okay. It's a little before Taro Bubble left. Okay. Fun fact, Taro Bubble is actually someone I know in real life. We met during my master's program. Technically broken the Twitch username rule by having my short nickname based off of the last... Oh, is that how it's supposed to go? So my name should be Furtive instead of Furrow. Okay. Interesting. Like, I'll be happy so long as no one calls me Fur. Whoops, that was a mistake. Am I going to get stabbed in the back here? Okay. Try this again. Gravitate towards the best part. Oh yeah, because you're Shimp and not Silly. Oh no, please. I should not have lathed that into being. Please don't call me that. Yes, someone stabbed me, so I never say baby again. I mean, I got lots of stabbing here. I got nothing but stabs. Too many stabs, if anything. Oh, for pity's sake. Come on. Separate. Why don't you? Wow, Nightbot does not like you. I'm so sorry. I clearly have not understood the settings here. Am I correct in assuming that Nightbot... Stop throwing fireballs. Do something other than that. Nightbot should not be quite this sensitive. I mean, clearly it's Fightbot. Oh, don't... Why did I do that? Oh. Wow, that body blocking. Don't have Fightbot. Okay, I'll fight in Denny's parking lot. In a Denny's? Goodness. I mean, let's have some class, people. Fight him in a fucking TGI Fridays parking lot, at least. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, IHOP. IHOP is a good place to fight a robot. Gosh, what else have I been yapping endlessly about? So I'm going to choose to blame Hammer for this, even though it wasn't his fault at all. But it took me like a solid hour to get through a tiny little story about a VTuber debut that's happening on Friday. That's how egregiously slovenly my yapping plans are here. Yes, thank you. As you should. As you should. Woo. Okay. Okay. I promise, Hammer, I will get back to the lore. Oh, dear God. Okay. Nope. Bad. Okay. So, even if you don't play Elden Ring, you can kind of see the problem that I'm having here is not necessarily with fighting this guy. It's that I can't consistently approach him and therefore be able to parry him because the second guy keeps standing there throwing fireballs at me or approaching me quite quickly, which, as far as I understand how the AI works in this game, is not supposed to do. So this stream is giving me homework because I need to go look into like what has changed in the AI for this fight. Oh, you know what, Hammer? You know what just occurred to me? I now know exactly how it is that I managed to fuck up that mute earlier. Because I didn't properly mute to cough. And then I thought I was unmuting, but I had actually muted myself. I see now. Okay. Don't... No. Come on. There we go. That's a good one. That little man is there, making my day hard. Uh-oh. Don't do that. He's trying to backhand me. See, they're supposed to separate, right? He's supposed to hang back and throw a fireball, and he's supposed to aggressively pursue me. That is not what's happening. They're both basically doing the same thing. And then he's doing that attack a lot, which I can't parry. Oh. Oh. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna grab a sip of tea. Just one sec, folks. Good to meet you, Shimp. The Michelin, yeah, there were memes about Michelin tire Godskin nobles. See you later, and I'm sorry I mangled your name. In the predictable way that everyone does. Okay, Hammer. I did promise I would get back to the deepest lore of Elden Ring. I think this started, what, like 40 minutes ago? I started trying to explain why these guys are here. What was the last thing we got to, Hammer? Do you remember? I know I was talking about the demigods. Oh. Wombo comboed. Whoa. Okay. There we go. Making some good progress. Now, although I don't have my bubble, it's really early to lose bubble. Okay. No, don't throw the fireball. Do that either. Ugh, okay. Do that. Getting really bad AI patterns here. Oh. Okay. Well, now we play the waiting game. Okay, so America has, at this point, 5 demigod children for certain. Rogue, Morgott, Um, sorry, 4. Moog, Morgott, Malenia, and Mikola. And there's also the 5th one, Godwin. We don't really know whether he's Godfrey's son or Radagon's son, but because Godwin had blonde hair, he is probably Radagon's son, since the 2 elder sons have black hair. But we don't really know. And timelines, it would actually make more sense if he were Godfrey's son. So, with him being the eldest. Okay. So, see, okay. One of the things that does actually annoy me about this fight is that the 2 enemies that chase me can kill me through the fog wall. And they're not supposed to do that. That wall is supposed to stop everything. And there's not a whole lot I can do. It just means that, like, 1 out of every 10 times I'm just gonna die as soon as I get there. And I just have to deal with it. Anyway. So, quick recap. We're at an indeterminate point right now, long before the lore of the game, or the game actually begins. You have Radagon, who is a divine figure of some sort. You have Marika, who is a god and the vessel of the greater will. And then you have their divine children, the demigods. Moog, Morgott, Godwin, Malenia, and Mikola. And then you have Radagon's demigod children, Ranni, Radahn, and Rykard. Okay? Now, we're not going to deal with DLC lore, because DLC lore throws another wrinkle into this, because there's another son there who's probably, like, well, it's unclear. We'll just not worry about that now. Oh. Now, what do a bunch of bored demigods do? Well, some of them just decide they want to hang around. Some of them try to find their place in the world. Some of them pick up hobbies. Ranni's hobby is the stars. She learns the magic of the stars from a witch who lives somewhere near the Carrion royal household. And she develops power. Sorry, I shouldn't say power. She develops the ability to use magic that is not given to her by the greater will, which is what you would expect for a demigod. Ranni, however, realizes that her divinity, because she is a demigod, is also a prison because it makes her bound to the greater will, and she doesn't want that. She wants to live freely, ? Without being subordinated to this alien god. However, part of the problem is that because the greater will does not want its servants to die, it has created an element in the Elden Ring called Destined Death, which prevents demigods from dying. Oh, that's a shame. Oh man, that's a shame. My memory is getting a little murky here. I may not have the details precisely lined up, but the short version is Ranni needs to find a way to destroy her corporeal body, even though this act technically violates the Elden Ring, the Order of the Golden Order. So the solution that she hits upon is that she finds this ritual, and it's not clear if she develops this ritual herself or if, oh, come on, someone else did and she just used it. But what it will allow her to do is to destroy her corporeal body which is how she is tied to the Golden Order, or sorry, to the Greater Will. Oh, got double teamed there. However, in order to do that, she has to also destroy the incorporeal body of another demigod. Now, normally this ritual would be how you would just kill a god, but maybe what Ronnie figured out is how to separate the two so that the god can actually be killed. This leads to the most important single event in the deepest lore of Elden Ring, which is the death of Godwyn. So Ronnie is able to secure the allegiance of a group of assassins who have the ability to somehow, and we'll wonder how, kill the corporeal, the incorporeal body of a god. We also have strong reason to believe, because of a variety of hints in the lore, which I won't get into now, that Ronnie may have had Marika's help in this. Now, this does imply that Marika had her son Godwyn assassinated. We don't 100% know why. It seems a little odd since Godwyn was apparently an extremely popular demigod. Oh yeah, well, happy to help out, Prideful. Or Jam, I guess. Or Pride. But at any rate, Ronnie is able to complete this ritual during an event called the Night of the Black Knives. It involves a ritual sigil being carved into her body, which kills her corporeal body, but allows her spirit to persist. And that is why Ronnie, when you meet her in the game, lives inside a doll's body. Godwyn, on the other hand, experiences the opposite fate. So he is attacked by assassins. It's called the Night of the Black Knives because these assassins are called Black Knife Assassins. And they are able to kill his spirit. But, and here's where shit gets weird, his spirit is dead, but his corporeal body lives on. And this particular kind of not quite dead, not quite alive, is the origin of all undead in the Elden Ring world. Oh, it is anything but a husk. It is a tumor that is growing all throughout the world. Oh, see, I'm not paying as much attention to the fight because I'm getting tied up into the lore here. Yeah, so basically his spirit left his body, and his body just continues to do the only thing that it knows how to do, which is grow. But it's dead, but it's growing, but it's dead, but it's growing. It's weird. You can actually see parts of it in the game. I don't have it unlocked on this character yet, but I will eventually be able to show you. So Godwyn is dead, and Ronnie is gone. She no longer wishes to participate in the Golden Order. And exactly what the subsequent timeline right after this is kind of ambiguous because, you know, it's Elden Ring. We don't... Oh, God. We don't have all the info. But what becomes clear from this moment on is that Marika also does not want to be bound by the Elden Ring. And it's possible that this act, like this heresy of not quite actually managing to kill either god, is the start of her trying to wiggle out of the control of the Greater Will. But it's unclear. It's also possible that Marika had no idea that this was strictly Ronnie's plan, and the assassination of Godwyn caught her completely by surprise, and everything that happens afterward is just her acting out of grief. But once Godwyn is dead, Marika begins to disobey the greater will, which creates friction. She exiles all of the tarnished, which are people who have lost, oh god, 2 scuffed parries in a row. People who have lost the Grace of Gold at some point. Although many of them will eventually gain it back, too. Oh, why isn't that registering? There we go. See, parrying him is not the hard part. It's navigating the other guy while doing it. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's run really far away. Hope we can escape this. Now, how long Marika's little rebellion goes on is not exactly known. And it's also not exactly known everything that she does as part of it. But we do know that it culminates in Marika breaking the Elden Ring. So this is the event that is depicted in the opening cinematic of the game, and is one of the things that makes it kind of ambiguous if the Elden Ring is an actual physical object, or if it is simply a representation of how the different laws of magic interact with one another in this world in ways that are governed by the greater will. What is clear, though, is that one of the things that Marika does either like right before this or at the same time, oh god, the same time or shortly after this, is she plucks the rune of death out of the Elden Ring and has it sent to Farum Azula, where we are going to pick it up, and it's guarded by one of her closest servants, the beast cleric Malekith, who I haven't mentioned at this point, but I guess I can explain it in a sec. So I will once again return to the point of who are these guys and why are they here? Okay, so when you dig into the lore, you will also find that the demigods that I have enumerated here are not actually all of the demigods that have existed. There were a bunch of others. I think there were at least 8 others. The reason we don't know much about them is that when a demigod dies, some sort of process of like metaphysical erasure has happened, which causes their name to be completely scrubbed from history. Now, is that Marika doing that? Is that the Greater Will doing that? It is unclear. Something is taking steps to ensure that every demigod that dies is removed from history completely. So we know, just like as a starting point, that we are not and will not ever get the full story here. Oh dear. One of the demigods that is referred to, but is never given by name, and so might be one of these dead ones, is a demigod called the Gloam-Eyed Queen. And we know the Gloam-Eyed Queen led the Godskin nobles, or the Godskins themselves, and they wield the god-killing black flame, which is not exactly the same as the flame of death, which we will see if and when we finally get to Malekith. Oh god. So these guys are probably here because they want to recover the flame of death. But if they have a god-killing black flame, why do they need the flame of death? Well, unfortunately, there's some sort of weird rule about runes or something that while destined death is not part of the Elden Ring, the god-killing black flame cannot actually kill gods anymore. So maybe it did in the past. Maybe these guys were responsible for killing some other demigods that we don't know the names of. It's all very ambiguous. The fact that these guys are called the Godskins and they are wearing skins would seem to suggest that they've succeeded at least a couple of times. Because, hey, look what they're wearing, right? You know, there's not any gods for them to skin here, but they do, of course, have the ability to claim or restore the Rune of Death. So that's probably why they're here. But in order for that to make sense, you needed to know why the Rune of Death is here. Why is the Rune of Death here? Because Marika shattered the Elden Ring, pulled it out, and sent it here. Presumably so that no more of her children could be killed. However, the fact that destined death is locked away here is actually causing a lot of problems in the world, because it is preventing people from truly dying. Which is why there's many, many, many husks around this world. People who have, for all intents and purposes, died, but because destined death is locked away, their soul can't actually leave their body, so they remain in a state of not quite exactly dead, but not quite really alive. It's just a state of total stasis, in essence. A kind of immortality without change, but it's an immortality that is just defined by not dying. And it sucks. Now that should, I think, only apply to entities that have the Grace of Gold. So Tarnished can die. Oh, God. Oh. Performance is getting really bad here because I'm getting tired. I've been at it for almost 3 hours and I've been yammering on pretty well nonstop the whole time. But also, you know, the more that I focus on talking about the lore, the less I can actually concentrate on what is admittedly a very difficult fight that would require the majority of my concentration, even at the best of times. But that does allow me to return to a subject I said I would discuss immediately after Jammy here raided me, which is my Ultra Instinct theory of how this run works now, which is that because I talk so much, but also because I need to master a very difficult skill. In essence, I can't... Oh, God. I can't rely on analyzing what I'm seeing in the moment in order to get through it. Like, if I were doing this fight off stream, I would just look and pay a whole lot of attention to the tells, and I would, you know, use my analytical brain to help me overcome some of these obstacles. There would still be a lot of practice involved, don't get me wrong, but I would be able to analyze. The problem right now is that because my focus is divided, because I'm constantly talking and thinking about other stuff, I can't analyze. So instead, I have to basically practice enough that I develop the ability to respond on instinct to stimuli. So in other words, I beat these fights when I develop like Godskin Noble Ultra Instinct. And that just takes time. Oh. Fortunately, time I've got. I'm not under any rush. I'm not trying to speedrun it. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, fair play to the two of them. That was a really good double team on me. I'll get there eventually. Oh, yeah. In time, I mean, that's kind of the reason I like this game and streaming this game in particular, is that I I have watched other people stream this game, and I've been surprised that many people get very angry with it. Like they get quite upset when they die or when things don't go their way. And I understand it at one level, and I know too that this, that might just be content, playing for the content. Because if nothing else, the internet has taught us that people love rage bait, right? They love seeing people get angry. Come on, do the thing. But I look at it like this. I am doing a difficult thing, but it's a difficult thing that exists within a fully contained and determinate scenario. What is going on here? Meaning that the behavior of these two guys is, come on, determined by programming. And because of that, it can be understood with enough time to have regular patterns that I can learn and recognize and exploit. So even though this fight is very difficult, oof, good double team there, I know that whenever I die, it's just because I'm gonna get going now. Oh, don't. Please no. Please don't call me Fur. Best of luck with the fight. Thanks for another lore dump. Hey, thank you for coming by, Hammer. It's been good to have someone to talk at or to for the whole stream. I will see you next time, man. Have a good evening. So like if I die fighting these guys, that's just because I didn't play well enough, right? There's always something more for me to learn that will allow me to fight them better. And sometimes that's timing. Like there's a couple attacks that this guy does where I still haven't completely locked in the timing to parry them. Oh. Did I not flask? How did I lose health? Or did that just kill me through the bubble? I don't know. So, when I have a fight where the goal is just to beat it in a particularly difficult way, getting angry at it doesn't help me do that, right? Because I'm the only one who has agency here. The computer just does what the computer tells it to. If the timings are weird, I can learn them. If the strategy is difficult, I can practice it. So, as much as I suffer for my art here by getting killed over and over and over again, the overall experience for me is actually genuinely quite meditative to deal with these very difficult fights. Which is why I wanted this to be one of the first games, and in fact the first game that I stream, because it doesn't actually take a lot out of me. It demands a lot. Oops. Oh. So like with these guys, the only thing that genuinely annoys me is when the two knights kill me through the door, because that goes against, I guess, the rules that the game sets, so it's a bug. But like if I screw up and I attack when I shouldn't have and they kill me, I don't get mad. That's my fault, right? That's just a thing that I can learn and use to do better next time. Gotta run now because he's gonna do his thing. There are, of course, ways that I could make this fight a lot easier. I could sleep them there's ways to cheese them. I could constantly try to have the summon that's outside, the NPC who can help me with it. But I want to beat them myself. That's my goal here. Might take me a while. This is probably a fight where I can foresee having some off-stream practice to make it just a little less tedious. But it's, you know, doesn't bother me all that much, as long as people are willing to continue to show up and watch or listen to me ramble. Oh, okay. Almost did it. Almost killed him once. And you can see that fully killing one of them takes out slightly less than 1/3 of the overall health bar. So you got to kill them 3 times, 3 1/4, 3.5 times, basically. Yeah, I mean, this is basically how I stream. I play a difficult game, and I go on, like, totally unfocused, unhinged, rambling rants, because I am at 50% brain power for both of them. Okay. Nope. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that either. Come on, do the attack. Oh, come on. See, the problem with this strategy is that it also requires me to, like, I can only really capitalize on it if they do attacks that I can parry. There we go. So down for the Yapper stream. I'm gonna come here more often. Heck, oh, thank you, Pride. That's extremely kind of you to say. I appreciate that. But of course, you know, don't ever feel like I'm gonna hold you to that. It's you know, it's no competition. We all got our responsibilities. Oh. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't know why this reminded me, Prideful, of why I thought I'd gone to a second art stream of yours. Because I had also watched Dan to Dan in your Discord. Aww. Including the really just heart-wrenching episode 7. Oh. And that was a while ago. That was in, what, end of November, beginning of December? Yeah. Yeah, I would love to do movie streams myself, too. Although I tend to like sort of more dark themes or like body horror type movies, so it's a bit of a specialized taste. What do you reckon you would show in yours there, Prideful? Oh, come on. Off the top. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh. I've been thinking of doing like old, weird, and or classic scary anime movies. Like, I would love to stream, have like a movie night for Angel's Egg, Ghost in the Shell, maybe Akira. Oh gosh, Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust is another good one. Maybe the Uzumaki anime. Yeah, Ghost in the Shell, strong candidate for one of my favorite anime. I mean, Perfect Blue is up there too. I mean, if you haven't watched Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust either, strongly recommend it if you like Ghost in the Shell. Oh, that's right. He sometimes goes over that pillar. Oh. This is a very annoying attack. Everywhere you fight a Godskin Noble has pillars, and I strongly believe it is the intended strategy by the devs that you're supposed to avoid that attack by using the pillars. But in this room, that one specific pillar that I tried to hide behind, for whatever reason, he can just go up and over it. So on top of a bit of RNG with those knights, if they stab me in the back through the fog door, it's a bit of RNG about whether or not that guy will roll over the pillar that is supposed to block him and just kill me. Oh. Gosh, yeah, what are some... I guess there's Ninja Scroll. That's another good classic one. Ooh, Paranoia Agent would be a good one to stream too. That's a really fun anime. Have you seen Paranoia Agent, Jammy? Oh dear. Ooh, that might be my first one then. Paranoia Agent is incredible. Ooh, I did like Parasite. Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's extremely up my alley. I really liked Parasite. Couple episodes, yeah. There's the little guy. This could be dangerous. Nope, got nowhere to run. Now we just wait and hope that he doesn't fling a fireball at me. Where this guy's done. Okay. Aw, or that he doesn't do that. Whoops. Okay, come on. Aw. Yeah, I watched in the summer of 2020 during a particularly grim period in my life when I thought I might have to organize a Zoom funeral. I spent about 10 days binging a variety of anime. I watched the original Neon Genesis Evangelion. I watched Parasite. I watched Dorohedoro. And I watched Violet Evergarden in about 10 days. As you can imagine, the state I was in watching those four. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Come on. Come on. Roll. Roll over it. Okay, this seems to be the safe way. If I had a longer weapon, I could try smacking him, but I don't, so I'm not going to. Oh, it's just not giving me attacks I can parry. This is sad. Come on. Oh, gonna roll. Yep. Gonna die. Oh, maybe I'll live. Okay. Heal. Oh. Aw. Really thought he was going for the other stab there, but he went for that one and could. Excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry to cough right into the mic there. Couldn't parry it. How sad. Yeah, there's, I know a lot of servers out there are streaming, the fresh hits of the day, which I think is great to do too. My preference is to stream sort of, the older stuff, or stuff that caters to, I guess, to a more specialized taste, which is, not a criticism of streaming like Arcane or anything like that. I think it's great that people can, that you have all these ways that people can get to know each other in the Discords. But, I think I'd probably want to do something a little different myself. Okay. Come on. I know a theme of this fight has been these two not separating when they're supposed to, but, like, come on. Oh. Oh, shoot. Okay, so I'm going to put one more pull into this boss, and then I think it will be time for me to call it, because I can tell that I am tired enough that it's impacting my ability to do this fight, because I can see that I'm getting worse at it. And also, I've been talking almost completely nonstop for 3 hours, and my voice is going to fade very quickly. Also, it's going to be 10 o'clock my time here soon, and I still kind of want to get an evening walk in before it's bedtime. So after this pull, I will find us someone to raid, and then I will go for a walk. You gotta go anyways, your bedtime is now. Alright, well thank you for coming, Jemmy. I really appreciate the raid, and I really appreciate everyone who's stuck around and who watched me, suffer terribly for this. So why don't I give it a night there. Friday I will probably be playing Carrion and or Nightmare Cart again. Take a break from Elden Ring. I've got some homework to do and maybe some offline practice. So let's get to wrapping things up here. Before we go, I have just a couple credits to give. My model is courtesy of Sag Bast. I've linked his Instagram in my about, but you can find him on Fiverr as well. Overlays, panels, and alert graphics are courtesy of E-Terrestrial on Etsy. Startup, BRB, and ending bonfire screens are courtesy of Bizarre Beasties, also on Etsy. The stream opening music is Heavy Heart by Kevin MacLeod. The chatting and BRB background music is an original composition by Haku Ataki. And the ending music that you are hearing right now is Eternal Sleep by Darren Curtis. I have been your host, Furtifuro. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, and I will see you again, perhaps on Friday. And maybe I will have another Guerrilla Middle English stream on Saturday. But in the meantime, let's find someone to raid out to. See who's on. Let's see here. Oh, Reyna is on. Let's go raid out to Reyna. All right, folks, I will will see you all another day. And sorry about Nightbot.